Hobby the best rubber baby buggy bucket buttholes. Welcome to goddamn season 2. Here we are, season 2. Been looking forward to it. That was a really nice break I just took. Appreciate everybody being cool with me taking it. Mental health's important. You gotta rest. You gotta spend time with the family. You gotta spend time with friends and enjoy the world that is around you. You know, the birds are singing, the squirrels are humping. It's all a good time. Season 2 is gonna be a little bit different. I'm excited. The guests so far have been fan-fucking-tastic. First change of season 2 is the 3-year of clean sobriety time. That rules out the window. It's knocked down a little bit for special occasions. Last season, someone said to me, you know, there's so many people that have under 3 years, that have about a year or a little bit over, that have so much great things to share and so many things that people could learn from it, whether they have 5, 10, 15, 3 years, 2 years. Yeah, she was right. Thanks, Kelly Gray, once again. So this year, every 5th episode or so, we're going to bring somebody in that I was thoroughly impressed by. The work they put in so far to their recovery and treatment. It's going to be good. Per usual, the WMMDshow@gmail.com is the way if you want to be a guest on. Remember, you have to live within 50 miles of southeastern North Carolina. Most of you know where I'm from anyway. It's not like this is getting out there and big or huge or anything. Now on to episode 1, season 2. I'm very excited to have this guest on, Miss Kim Lawrence. You may not know Kim, you may know Kim. I'll tell you one thing, if you watched last season, you're definitely going to know her husband. This stud right here, good God, just beefy sack. I want to watch him wear those short little chubby shorts. You know, the ones that were all over the internet that are really short, that go above. He's pretty much wearing them right here too. Good God, I'm not gay, but I would not kick him out of bed for eating anything. Sorry, Kim. I enjoyed talking with Kim. We had a great talk. She actually brought over somebody else that's going to be on the show. Somebody else that has under the 3 years for it. The talk with Kim was great. I love it when people come over and they're very candid. They're very open. They don't hide anything. They're an open book. And they've been able to embrace the humility to talk about their life, to teach others. It was a great thing to be a part of. I'm glad you can be a part of it. So here is episode 1, season 2. With Kim Lawrence. You're not gonna go for a girl?
We tried.
Yeah.
I actually not to turn it dark, but we were pregnant with the girl and we lost her at 11 weeks, and then we had Stetson. So I just don't think I'm able to have girls.
I think your macho ass husband's sperm is just too filled with testosterone.
Yeah.
To give out that. That's why I can't do the things he does. Like, he's a man's man. Like, I'll fix your fucking computer, but don't ask me to do anything. And, like, he is the... I can't talk about how much respect I have for somebody if it's too much, and I got a lot of respect for that dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I love to hear
that. He
that.
really is, like, he's kind of like me. Like, he was raised in a way, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Mm-hmm. And if they get offended with ma'am, you say miss. Mm-hmm. You open doors for people. Mm-hmm. You know, he just has that gentleman quality.
He does. He has like a charisma about him. And he's a very respectful, honest man. Yeah. I will say that.
You should have heard how he was talking about you.
He loves me. Deep down.
He is like...
Deep down, he loves me. So he doesn't really show me it, but I know it's
really?
there.
Oh, man, I thought he'd have been like, baby, here's all this gold. And
no, so like he shows
it. Fucking rain at the foot of the bed.
He shows it like in different ways. His like acts of service is like, it's like cooking and like giving gifts, right? When mine is like touchy-feely and all that. So like his is like words of affirmation and all that type of stuff, right? So it's like if I go for a hug, he's like...
See, Robin is her love language is touch and quality time.
Yeah, that's me.
Mine is like
The opposite.
gift giving and acts of service.
That's
So
Alex.
like, I do so much stuff
Yeah.
for her, and she does it for me too.
Yeah.
Like
It's like the little things, like when he does a grocery order and then I find like my favorite chocolates in the pantry. Right. So it's like little things like that. And like I'm like, oh, he does love me. Or like he'll leave me money if I didn't even ask for it, but he'll just like leave it.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
He was telling me when he filmed his episode, as I was setting up and all that, he was like, yeah, man, we're getting married. And I was like, that's fucking awesome. He goes, yeah, man. He goes, I'm lucky, man. And I was like, that is the sweetest thing. Like,
No, I wish he would say that to me.
I'm sure he does.
He did look at me yesterday at lunch and told me how beautiful I was and how grateful he is for me. So like he does, like, he'll say it like here and there.
Yeah.
But that man's busy.
Oh yeah, he is.
He don't sit the fuck down.
I don't
ever.
understand how he does the things he does.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't.
We make a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
kind of what takes it. That's,
Yeah.
I've never had anybody that I made a good team with, like with Robin. Like we've been together 6 years. We've never raised our voices at each other.
Oh, that's good.
Like,
Our house is. We literally get so
you have,
ghetto.
and I don't know how y'all do what you do. Like, look, there's a general rule: you never talk shit about somebody's kids, and I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm.
I was thoroughly impressed with your sons at Ellie's at Cash's party. Like they came in and they were like polite to everybody that talked to them. And then you would see them kind of like, you'd see the eyes go away, and then you would see them like look at each other and be like, we're about to fuck each other up,
Yeah.
like right now.
We're gonna fuck shit up.
Like we're
They
about
did.
to fuck
They
each
ate
other
a
up.
shit ton of marshmallows and hot cocoa. They fucking like snorted it and went ape shit, and then Stetson stepped in poop. It was see when I saw a shit show, but you saw good things about my kids.
Yeah.
Which I love to hear it, because I'm only seeing like, you know, like the little negative shit that I'm like trying to control all the time.
You know what's the sweetest thing is Tilly loves to play with, she's a little tomboy.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it so much. I hope to God one day that she brings in some nice lady and is like, Dad, this is my wife. I will get down on my hands and knees and praise Jesus that I don't have to whoop some dude's ass. I hope to God. I don't know how. I know you can't make somebody gay, but I'm sure as shit trying, man. Like, I'm like throwing softballs at her, like putting carabiners on her book bags. I'm trying everything.
Rainbows. Put some
Kind of
rainbows on her
offensive,
book
but
bag.
I'm sorry. But I'm really trying. I'm really trying. No, what was really, really, really impressive is we've already started, by the way.
Okay.
I don't ever tell anybody. I just kind of fucking
cool.
go at it. Was really like, she ran up to play with them, and they had like 2 7-foot sticks. I think it was the middle and the oldest.
Yeah.
They had 2 like 7-foot sticks, and they were like
Yeah.
you could hear them going through the air, and they were hitting each other. And then your middle saw Tilly running up, and he goes, "Time out," or something. And then the oldest comes like, "Ah!" Oh, and they stopped. And they talked to her for a second, and they were very, very nice. And then it was your oldest goes, "Hey, we're going to hit each other with these sticks." And Tilly goes, "Oh, okay." And ran away. He goes, "All right." They were so nice that a little girl came up, and they were being so gentlemanly.
Yeah.
And I was like, that right there. I was like, of course, I know Lex is going to teach his kids
Yeah.
how to be courteous. And,
Yeah.
You know, and
He's
how to
very
have
big
chivalry.
on that.
I think it was just awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think y'all's family is pretty cool. I do like the dynamic
Thanks.
you guys have.
Bunch of boys.
What I don't know how you do it, honestly, because I
don't
have
either.
one girl, and she is like a lot, and I know boys are more hyper. I hear. Than
Yeah,
girls.
so my 4-year-old, my middle, Costa, just got kicked out of preschool.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, dope. Yeah. It was really like weighing on me. Because we live in Hampstead and we're limited to daycares, right? And he's kind of like a Montessori vibe daycare, I guess. But he just wasn't thriving. When really his behavior is just off the chart, like off the charts. And they just straight up kicked him out, gave him a 2-week eviction notice.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. So now I have a huge resentment against that daycare.
I would too.
But yesterday was his last day, so we celebrated. Alex told him that he graduated, so we brought cupcakes full of fucking red dye. And I was like, fucking eat as many as you want, hand them out to the kids. So we had a huge celebration because I don't want him to think that we didn't tell him he's getting kicked out, and I don't want him to think that he's bad, right?
Right.
He does have behavioral issues. He's extremely impulsive. He can't keep his hands to himself. He almost can't control them, right?
Yeah.
So, and I never had to deal with that with Maddox. So his whole it's just a bunch of write-ups, spitting at teachers, throwing chairs, spitting at kids, putting kids in headlocks. He kicked a little girl in her head. Roundhouse just mollywopped this bitch, and then, but he can't stand her. He's got beef with her. I've heard through the grapevine, she instigates and pushes Costas buttons. So I don't really know, but all I know is that I sent him fucking cupcakes. And I hope he went out with a bang.
I bet he did.
I hope so.
I bet he did.
He was really sad.
I wonder, here comes the first, I don't hold back here. And this is real because I see it in Tilly. I wonder if it's he hasn't learned to manage. You remember Ed from WTC? He was the head tech, short guy. He came here the other night and did an episode, and he blew my fucking mind about how most addiction, most everything that comes after addiction, and not even about the drugs and alcohol, it's about the inability to manage shame correctly, which then forms into all other emotions, anger, sadness. Yeah. I wonder if it's... because I see Tilly all the time.
How old is she?
She's 5.
Okay.
And she gets obsessed to where if she doesn't do it, she's going to burn the damn house down. Mm-hmm. But everything meticulous, her doll houses, she just got into Minecraft. And if it's not perfectly symmetrical, she loses her mind. Mm. So I'm wondering if that is her addiction, kind of there's the inability to manage coming in, and that might be with him too, where it's he gets that emotion to where it's so overwhelming he has to react to it in order to calm himself down.
He feels instant remorse after he hurts
I'm sure.
somebody. It's and he's so sweet, so he'll go from this full-blown rage to oh, what did I just do? Push the baby off the couch, right? And then he's oh, I shouldn't have done that, right? So it's he knows it was wrong, but it was almost he couldn't control himself in that situation. We're in the process of getting him a state evaluation, a full psych eval. And he passed with flying colors on the learning aspects, academically, he can write his name, he can do colors and shapes and numbers and letters and all that, right? But where he struggled was social, emotional, behavioral. So we're in the process now of getting him an evaluation done. Yeah. So, because my thing is, I'm afraid sending him into a public school system, into kindergarten. Yeah. And him needing help and me not doing everything I could before to have something in place. Right. So now I'm almost working behind the scenes to try and get him set up in these, I think it's an IEP. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to get it, but just he's having trouble learning because of his meltdowns and outbursts, right? Yeah. So it's going to affect his learning. So I guess they're calling it almost a disability, but I have to go jump through all these hoops and do everything with the state just to figure it out. I'm trying to get it through the state for free.
There you go.
And that's why I'm doing this route where it's a freaking headache, but whatever. We have time because he doesn't start kindergarten until August. But now I'm to the point where my son got kicked out of preschool. Yeah. What 4-year-old fucking gets kicked out of preschool?
A lot of them, believe it or not.
I don't know anyone, right? And then it didn't happen to my oldest son, so then here I am. It's my first time dealing with it, and it's almost this really sad feeling because I want to manage, fix, and control, and I want to help him, and I want you know what I mean? And now I have nowhere for him. So then it's also. He asked me the other day, he was why are you taking me away from my friends? Why are you taking me out of school? Yeah. And that was heartbreaking. And I'm just and then Alex is well, you graduated, bud. You're about to, because he's about to turn 5. So we kind of turned it into this, to kind of switch his thinking. It's not a bad thing.
He's not, I can tell you this, and I'm glad I told you that before you told me that. about him, and he had the most sincere eyes, like when Tilly walked
Sweet
up.
boy.
He is a sweet boy. That's got to be tough, and I'm sorry you guys are having to go through that. I can tell you that I have heard a lot of stories about kids getting kicked out of preschools.
I have never.
Yeah.
So this
I know I
is
can
new
think
to
of
me.
5 kids right now that are
Okay.
like in our parent circle of like the people I've met through Robin
Yeah.
that I've hung out with, like other teachers at like Montessori schools and preschools. Some of their kids have gotten kicked
Well,
out.
it's like I don't think there's enough structure,
No,
right?
well,
And I think my son thrives off of routine and structure, so it's like it wasn't happening there, and they just almost like I feel like they just threw in the fucking towel. Like I feel like they just gave up on him.
It's
and
an intolerance policy that they have.
And apparently a lot of parents were complaining about him.
Yeah.
And threatening to pull their children. So I guess instead of pulling like, let's say 5 kids, like, leaving the school, let's just get rid of one.
Yeah. Don't let it be too hard on yourself that it's something you or Lex have not or did do. Because I know me as a parent, I swirl around in my head.
Me too. I'm like, it's my
everything.
fault. Then I go back to the guilt and the shame, and I'm like, what'd I do wrong? Because
No,
I
nothing.
used when I was pregnant with Costa.
Gotcha.
So then I feel like, did I fuck something up? Like, did I, like, this is, then I take it all on myself, right? And I put it all back on me. Like, I did something wrong.
The more mom guilt you have just shows the better mom you are.
Does it?
Yeah. Oh my God. My wife, she's going to kill me. I might have to have this. I'm going to have to show her before I put it out. But my wife, I'd say 2 nights a week, like with just as busy as she is, she'll lay in bed at the end of the night and we'll be like getting ready to watch a show or something. And then she was like, "My bad, Mom." And I'm like, "Wait, what? No. Like, your kids are amazing kids. Like, how did you say that?" I was like, "I just don't feel like I'm doing enough. I feel like I'm always letting somebody down. I feel like I'm like, no, I mean, you
It's
know what their
hard.
grades are. You know where they are. They're great kids. They've never been in trouble. They both have like good grades. Tilly's like already reading on a 2nd grade level, which she got that from her mom, not me, because no.
Me either.
Yeah, it just shows that you're a better mom, and every mom has that mom guilt. They have it way more than dads.
Yeah. Well, your wife's not alone, because I literally can't go to sleep at any night because
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I should have did this for Maddox. I should have did this more for Costa. Man, I should have played with Stetson a little bit more before bed. Why did I put him to bed early? And it just goes room, room,
I
room.
say, and if you're comfortable with it, you could always, and I'll even ask her for you, if you ever just need to chat about that
Yeah,
with another
like mom
mom,
shit.
if you're comfortable with that, you could
Yeah.
always, because
I appreciate that.
moms are always good to talk to, and mine will be very, she's such a sweetheart. She'll make you feel good about yourself like all the time. That's why my weird looking ass is arrogant as I am.
Yeah.
It's because she talks me up a lot. Anyway.
That's cute.
No, I appreciate, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for
And
having
this
me.
is, I've been wanting to chat with you. I find your name has come up when I've asked people about, hey, can you give me recommendations and all that? Like, your name has come up several times, especially with Caitlin Thompson.
She loves me.
She's great. I loved meeting those people. Made my season last season.
Yeah, they're great.
They were so wonderful and so nice. Our daughters hit it off.
Yeah.
Like, I would hang out with them anytime if I ever had time to hang out with anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What was
good
your
people.
sober date?
January 13th, 2021. I just got 4 years.
Nice.
Me and Caitlin are actually, I think, like 11 days apart.
Yeah?
Because hers, I think, is the 2nd, and I'm the 13th.
That is so cool. What was January the 12th like?
Well, to be honest, oh my God, you're taking me back. Okay, so it sucked.
Yeah.
January 12th, I was shooting crack with my, well, not with my, but my 11-month-old at the time was like my rider. You know, I was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Still COVID. Anyway, January 12th sucked. I remember Alex was sitting out in the garage and some lady comes walking up. I think I was about to go to my home group. I still went to my home group. Hi. Just keep going, you know? So
Yeah.
then I'm like, Alex is sitting out in the garage and he yells to me, And he's like, someone's here for you. And I'm like, what? So I go to the garage, and this lady just starts reading off this anonymous report. It's CPS. And she starts reading off this report, and my heart sank to my fucking asshole, if you know that feeling.
Yeah.
I like couldn't breathe. I was like, what the fuck? Alex had already known that I'd gone on this like crack binge. So, but we didn't expect CPS to show up. Someone called CPS on me. Which, like, looking back then, I was fucking pissed and I wanted to know who called. But, like, now I see it as a blessing. Thank you, whoever did it, because it literally, like, saved my life. But I remember she's just reading off this report, and everything she said was spot on. It was, like, where I had my drugs in the baby bag, the places I was going, what I was doing, who I was getting it from, like, all this. It was fucking spot on.
Damn.
The only thing that wasn't right was they said heroin, and I was only doing crack. So I was like, no, you're a little off there. So then
they read the whole list. You're like,
And I'm like,
got ya.
I'm like, well, I wasn't doing heroin. So anyway, I had just got clean 3 months prior off of Suboxone because I struggled with that for 5 years. So I literally 3 months prior to CPS showing up had just gotten off of Suboxone that I'd been struggling to get off of for 5 years, which that in its own is like a whole nother fucking story. So I remember when she was sitting in my garage and Alex was standing there with me, she was like, can I go inside and put eyes on the children? And I was like, yeah, they're in bed. And Alex looked at me as she was walking inside and he was like, don't tell her shit. Treat her like the feds. And I was like, So I go inside and I didn't listen to him. I fucking snitched myself out. I remember standing at my island with her, and I think I was just so desperate at that point in my life, and I needed help, and I was just like, I just told her everything. I was like, yeah. I remember it happened on she came on a Friday, and I was like, listen, I'm coming off of a crack binge, and you know, she placed her eyes on my children or whatever, and I just completely told her everything. And she was actually like very nice to me about it. She wasn't like, you know, you're a piece of shit, like blah, blah, blah. Like she actually was very nice. And I had 5 days to get my piss clean, right? She was like, someone's going to call you. Monday's a holiday. I think it was like Martin Luther King Day was coming up. She was like, Monday's a holiday. Someone's going to call you on Tuesday and you're going to have to go take a piss test. And I was like, okay, I can do that.
How long does crack stay in your system?
Like 3 days, 4 days. I chugged a lot of water.
I've only seen it once.
Oh, just so you know, my crack binge was with Kendall.
Oh, yeah.
Also. So that was, we can laugh about it now because I'm like healing. This is my healing. Yeah. So like, okay. Don't think it wasn't funny at the time.
No, I get you. Okay. You have to be able to laugh at some things in order to put them
because like me and her now have come such a long way. And it's crazy because like I've got 4 years clean. She has almost 4 months? Almost 6 months. Look, I'm off. And I've turned into an inspiration for her, which is fucking crazy that I'm even like thought about in that way, right? Yeah. Because of like all the fucked up shit I used to do, and I couldn't stay clean for shit. I could not stay clean. I've had 2 babies on maintenance, and I just like literally like they couldn't even keep me clean. Yeah. It wasn't until CPS showed up that I hit this bottom that I've never experienced before. And they scared the living fucking shit out of me. But I remember when I went to go piss after those 5 days over that weekend, I got clean. I chugged so much water. I was like going to Launchpad and like making Sarah and Cecily give me piss tests so I could see if it was out of me, right? So I go to the CPS worker calls me. Her name was fucking Lisa, and she was a cunt, okay? So Lisa is like, you need to go take a piss test. And I was like, okay, I'll go because I know I'm going to fucking pass. And then like, Lisa. Fuck you, CPS, and fuck you, Lisa. So, because like in my mind, like I'm not a bad mom, right? Like my kids are still taken care of. My house is well put together. Like my kids are up to date with dentists, doctors, like everything. They're fed. You know what I mean? Like they're good. And they had a dad, like who is also a part of this recovery.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went to piss, and I go to piss, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to walk out, and the lady's like, no, we have to do a hair follicle test. And I was like, fuck you. They cut my hair. And
like one little piece?
No, like fucking, it's like 200 strands, which is really like not that much.
Right.
But they cut it off the back of my hair, which threw me because I'm like, they're definitely going to find shit in my hair. I'm like, how far does the hair follicle test go? And they're like 90 days. And I'm like, what the fuck? My piss is clean. Right?
Yeah.
So then I'm leaving and
Did they watch you pee?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't understand.
So my piss was clean. My hair was dirty, obviously, because the hair goes back 90 days.
Yeah.
So I call Lisa and I'm like, fuck you, fucking blindsided me. Like, you told me I was just pissing. They just took a hair follicle test. And all she goes is, well, what are we going to find, Kimberly? And I just went off. I was like, obviously, you're going to fucking find crack, Xanax, and anything else that was in it. So hung up on her that same night. 8:30 at night, someone comes knocking at my door, okay? And it's just me home with my 2 boys at the time. Alex was at a meeting. And they knock on the door, and she's a CPS night worker. And she was like, I'm so sorry, but you're basically not allowed to be alone with your children. You're an unfit mother. So they made me call Alex from his home group. He had to come home. We had to sign all this paperwork because I admitted to having drugs in my system or whatever, even though I pissed clean. But I was fucking mad because I'm either way. So then it just started this whole, like, I had to do IOP. I had to do, I obviously did the meetings. I had my home group. But anyway, that was like such this like hard time in my life turned into the biggest blessing because it like forced me into recovery more. So like I started doing the steps. I literally started calling my sponsor every single day. And I did not I didn't make any choices on my own, right?
Yeah.
I basically was like, tell me what to do and I'll fucking do it. I had 3 people. That it was Mary Alice, Cecily, and Sarah. And whatever they told me to do, I did. And I did that for, and pretty much, I still do it.
Yeah.
But I did it like full force that whole first year. I dove into the steps. And I really used to think NA was like culty and it was all fucking bogus. And I didn't think any of it worked because I never really gave it a shot. But I bought into it and here I am.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
This question is probably going to piss some people off, but hey, that's kind of what my little weird ADHD mind does. So, out of the times that you tried to get clean, and you said this is the one time you dove into the steps, compared to those other times and this time with the step, how much easier is it to manage emotions after going through the steps that versus I hear from a lot of people that like the second, third, and fourth step, once they really went through it, was really where their mind started to come a little bit more clear. And they were starting to realize like, this is why I act this way. And it was just easier for them to calm down. Instead of going from 0 to 10 in 2 seconds, it was like from 0 to 6 to analyze and then take it back down to 4 and then do more work to get back down. Is that like a true statement? Is it like that for everybody? Because I don't think
it's like that for everybody.
Yeah.
But for me, I know nothing, right? I know nothing. So for me, I needed help because I didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
And I literally just surrounded myself with recovery and everything that has to do with it. The program, the therapy, the sponsors, my network, all that they suggest because I'd never done it before. At that point, I was so desperate. I was like, let me try something new. And then when I did the steps, I found out things about myself that I didn't know, right? So, yeah, I maybe learned to manage things a little easier that, like, and I've found calmness. Like, I've found peace through the steps, which is crazy because I used to pop the fuck off, right? And I still can, but it has to piss me off, like, enough for me to lose my character.
More like
right?
an analyzation, like, does this deserve a pop off?
Yeah.
And I put it through the 3 strike rule. One, did it disrespect somebody? Two, is somebody else handling it to where I don't have to get involved? Three, am I going to be angry at myself later that I did or I didn't?
Yeah.
And depending on that third one's depending on whether I just open the doors and let myself
It
go.
takes a lot. Like, I have to give enough of a fuck about it to give a fuck, if that makes sense. So, like, when it comes to my kids and it comes to Alex, that shit will get me. But also, like, I don't want to lose, like, who I've become, right? I have found so much peace. And, like, if you're disrupting my peace, like, yeah, I'll push you away a little bit. And, like, I'll kind of, like, if you give me the ick, like, and I just don't want to, like, fuck with you. I mean, it could be a person, place, thing, whatever. But if it almost disrupts my peace, like, I'm going to, like, get rid of it. Yeah. Right? But for instance, Costa's whole, like, getting kicked out of school thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, it pissed me off, like, but I didn't take it out on, like, them, right? You know who loses their cool? Alex.
Oh, I'm sure.
So he's my balance, right? So it's like I can be the calm one these days, and then he pops the fuck off. Mm-hmm. He goes from 0 to 100. I can go from like 0 to 2, and then I, like you said, analyze it, and then figure out if I want to go higher or just stay in my little like even keel I got there. I will bet you money that I don't have that and I'm sure he's now more easier to pop off than he was like 4 years ago. It's his kids.
It's because he is not only it's his kids, but he also wants to give you time. So he's basically jumping in front of the bus.
Yeah.
To make sure you have time to be able to keep yourself centered. Mm-hmm. Man, that motherfucker is impressive, dude.
He is, and he's dealt with me. So we've been together almost 10 years, 9 years. We just hit 9 years, right? So we've been together that long. Our first 5 years of our relationship, I was high, right?
Yeah.
So these past 4 years, he, like, it's like almost like we've like got this new relationship, right? Like I'm almost like this like whole different person. Mm-hmm. And I think tries to protect that, right? Like
I'm sure.
Kim, like, chill. Like he is, I don't think he's so afraid I'm going to use again as he was the first maybe year or two. But it's funny because he never thought I'd actually get a year clean. I remember we had 2 babies at the time, and I said, I want another baby. And he said, get a year clean. And he didn't think I was actually going to get it. Well, I got a year clean. I was like, knock me the fuck up. Let's go. Let's go. So we had another baby because he literally did not think I was going to get a year clean. I couldn't even put 90 days together, like without like anything. It was terrible. That whole like first 5 years, I'm shocked he still stood by me.
I'm not.
There was a time when I was pregnant with Costa, I promised myself and him that I would never use pregnant. And I obviously broke that promise to myself and him, and I used pregnant with Costa. They put me on maintenance. And that was actually a really dark time. It was 2019 to 2020, and he kicked me out like he always does. But this time it was like you're out for good. Yeah. And I went to an apartment. It was fucking terrible.
Did you ever get a treatment?
No, not when I was pregnant with Costa.
Well, yeah.
I did when I was pregnant with Maddox.
Yeah.
And looking back, it's so gross. It's disgusting. I'm like, what's the word? Disgusted with myself for the shit I fucking did while pregnant. And then watching my 2 sons withdraw. Not only did I did to my first one, I did to my second one as well. Stetson I so bad wanted a clean baby, and I did it. And I got to experience that. And then like that almost makes me feel like why did I do that to my first two?
Because this disease is fucking...
It's sick. It's sick.
Yeah, this disease is fucking... It's the...
Insidious.
Yeah, it's the most devilish thing ever in the world.
I literally promised myself I would never put another baby through withdrawal. And I did it again. And Alex was fucking done with me. Done. We obviously he wasn't, because we made our way back like 4 months after he kicked me out. But that was like a really hard time. Then like COVID hit, Costa was born, 2020 fucking blew dick. Okay, it sucked. The only good thing in it was that I had Costa.
Yeah.
And then my crack binge happened. And ever since then, I've been Gucci.
Yeah? Gucci. I've never said that word before. Who was it? My buddy yesterday used FOMO. He's like, everybody's going to feel FOMO. I'm like, for one, I don't think that's how that's used. Secondly, don't ever fucking say that dumb shit again in front of me.
It's
But
fear
you
of
can say
missing,
whatever you
look,
want.
fear of missing out.
Yeah.
FOMO.
Yeah. I
my
get it.
sister has that really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my twin sister. Anytime like we do something with my other sister, my twin literally is the worst fucking FOMO ever.
I think there was one time that you and your sister, I think, came to Dead Crow, the basement Dead Crow.
Did we?
I think.
No, my sister never came with me there.
Okay. Well, there was somewhere where both of you were there, and I was just like, I've never said hey, Kim, before. I'm going to say hi to her. And I walked up, and I said hi, and she was like, oh, Kim, hi. And just went along with it.
She does. Well, our whole life. My twin
just went along with it.
My twin goes along with it sometimes because she don't want to be like, I'm not Kim.
Yeah.
So she'll just kind of like play along with it. She's like, whatever.
I get it. I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
I've kind of revamped them this season because I'm also, this season, I'm bringing in people that have less than 3 years. Because I want all sides of different things because I'm learning so much. What is one characteristic that was very prevalent from when you were using that still kind of pops up today to where you're like, oh shit, there's that Kim?
I would say like I then and now still struggle with like confidence.
Yeah.
I second guess myself all the fucking time.
Like in decision making or
yeah, it's
everything?
almost like I'm like, it's like this fear of yes, decision making, everything when it comes to myself or my kids or Alex. Like I'm so indecisive. I'm always second guessing myself. And it just like self-confidence basically. Like where did it go? I don't know where the fuck it went. I don't even know if I ever had it. I don't know. I think like maybe I put on this exterior sometimes, but like on the inside, I never feel like anything I say is like, or like the decisions I make are like good enough or like the right ones. You know what I mean? It's like this like deep rooted shit.
Yeah. Well, what is the coping skill that you use to?
I don't
combat or.
I don't know. I just fucking ask somebody else to help me make my decision. Yeah. Basically, communication. And that's, so I guess the coping I've learned through these 4 years clean is communication. I talk a lot. I call people and Kendall hears me a lot. I call that bitch almost every day. Yeah. And we just chit chat.
It's good to have.
And you just talk things through, right? And then like I have my other girls that I just like talk, right? And then just anyone that'll listen till I'm like blue in the face. So I've learned that because normally I'll keep stuff in. But also decision making, I just feel like I'm never making the right one.
Well, that's got to be some sort of validation there to where you're told that you are making a right decision. Yeah. Where over time, enough times you're like, it's got to be more of a confidence builder to hear that you're making the right, well, unless they're always telling you wrong. And if that's the case, then you need better fucking friends. Yeah. You know? But, yeah. I mean, it's got to be to where the validation comes in to like, you know, like call anybody 3 or 4 times and they're like, yeah, you're doing it. That's what I would do. Yeah. That's got to be a good feeling, like a little pat on the back. Be like, all right, good, I made a good one.
Yeah, or if I didn't make the right one, having like a couple people be like, maybe you should try this. Maybe you should do this. You know what I mean? Because what do they say? Like, my best thinking got me here or whatever the fuck that saying is, right? So it's like, I just feel like my thinking sucks sometimes, like, and my decisions aren't the best ones. Even clean. When it comes to my sons, when it comes to like personal shit, I'm like constantly second guessing myself.
I think it's normal. I second guess myself all the time. I still do. Yeah. Like I'm one of those, I do first and think about it later. Yeah. Which is still something I'm working on. Yeah. Or I talk first and then deal with the consequences later, which is something my family definitely lets me know about. Yeah. As much as you've been working in the program and with sponsors, have you started to feel any validation?
Yeah, I have a great fucking network.
Good.
I got good girls around me.
What triggers the second guessing?
I don't really know. I guess it would be like Like, what do you mean? What?
Like, of course, it's not going to be like, hey, do I want a vanilla mocha or
No, it's like
a
everything.
pumpkin?
It's like the double guessing, the self-confidence. It's like the way I look, the clothes I wear, like my decisions for my sons. Like, did I say the right thing back to them when they ask me a question? Like, pretty much like, I just feel like I sound like a fucking idiot all the time. Like, I just, like, does that make sense? Like, you almost like feel like you're like, or no, maybe not you, but like me, it's just like, I feel like I'm just not, like, my answers aren't good enough. If that makes sense.
I used to be that way. Like when I was on stage a lot, I used to care about
Yeah.
how I would dress.
Okay,
and
that's
how
what
I
it is.
look,
It's like caring
and
too fucking much.
Like I would worry, like, oh, is this shirt showing my gut, my happy fat is what I call it. Like, and now I don't, like, honestly, the only reason I have legit clothes on right now and not PJs is because I had to go to Food Line at 7 a.m. to get Cheerios.
Hell yeah.
Normally I wouldn't even wear it for that because I don't care.
I'll go with my Cheeto robe. So it's like
Yeah.
weird. Like some days I fucking care and some days I don't. But
It's
yeah.
okay. It sounds like it's more of a pride thing versus
I just want to like make sure I'm doing the right thing, especially for my kids.
right.
Right. And making the best decisions for them. And like usually my intuition's spot fucking on and my gut feelings are 99.9% on, right? So usually like I go with that, but then I second guess everything.
That's just
I don't know. There's probably other shit I fucking still struggle with that I used to be, but I do know a good change is like I am like there's so much peace now
yeah.
than the chaos. I do like to create chaos still.
Yeah, it's fun.
Of course, so much fun.
fucking
Like
fun.
I like to just pop off at Alex and completely like we just get ghetto in the kitchen, right? It's great, and we go back and forth, back and forth. I love to do it, right? Just create a little chaos, but then we're fine after. We just hug it out.
Yeah, I do it outside of the house.
Like maybe,
like I'll do it outside of the house.
oh yeah,
Like,
I did it in the middle of the mall. I got real ghetto with him.
Yeah, in the middle of the mall.
Of a fucking mall. Yeah, it was pretty bad, but I do low key enjoy that.
Yeah, I'll definitely throw some wrenches in people's day out.
When shit gets too like comfortable,
Uh-huh.
I like to like fuck it up just a little bit,
Yeah.
but like in a healthy fuck up. Like I'm not gonna go.
What is
shoot
a healthy
heroin?
fuck? Well, yeah, okay. I know
You know what I
mean?
mean?
Yeah, okay. All right.
Well, then you like hit this like realization. You're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? What are you working towards?
Honestly, just I'm still in my fucking mom era.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm still fucking killing it and still trying to work to be the best mom I can be. I feel like I found this purpose, and my purpose is the mom, my voice, right? And I got these 3 little guys, and they fucking love me. My littlest one, if he could crawl back up in my vagina, 1000% would. He's obsessed with me. But I guess just being there for them and doing the best I can as their mom to form them into these like men, right? So in 5 years, you say 5?
Yeah.
5 years, like my oldest will be, I don't know what 5 plus 8 is, 12, 11, one of those. And then Coast will be 10. No, it'll be 13. He'll be a teenager.
Yeah.
So I'll have a teenager, a 10-year-old, and a 6.5-year-old. And just, I guess, still doing this mom shit. Still being clean.
The fact that you brought everything up when we came in here and was talking about the kids shows that you are a great mom.
Yeah, they're my fucking world.
I know some bad
I've
moms.
made them my entire life,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm okay with that, right?
Yeah.
My new identity is like mom. Like I feel like sometimes I wear all these different hats, right? And then like I have like my mom hat's the most important, and then I'm also an employee, right? And then I'm also a friend. And then I'm also a sister and a daughter and all these other hats, right? And I can play the roles very well. But my one I'm like most proud of is like my mom, the mom shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I feel like I'm in this mom era and I'm completely enjoying it. And I want to do it forever. And I know one day, I try not to look too far ahead. That's probably why I keep wanting more babies, is because I know one day they're going to get older and they're going to, go off. And then I'm done with my mom shit.
Yeah. Differences between mom and dad's.
So I try not to think too far ahead and like really just try and stay in the moment with them. But like I've worked my ass off to get where I'm at, and I plan to just keep doing like the same shit I'm doing now to just keep bettering myself
It's
in
day-to-day
all
thing.
aspects. It's a day-to-day thing.
Here's my last question for you, kind of rounding everything out. And this is my favorite. The only reason that I do this, because I love asking this question and hearing about people's victories, because that's what this is about. Thinking about your whole life for as far as you can remember up until right now, what are you the most proud of?
Who I've become. Yeah. I'm a totally different person than what I was. I guess I'm most proud of that. And being a mom. I know the mom shit probably sounds like I keep saying mom, mom, mom. But like that's probably it.
It's the most important thing.
It's like my purpose.
I want you to go. Have you ever watched your husband's episode of this?
Mm-mm.
You need to go check out his answer to that question.
What did he say?
Same fucking thing you did, except not being a mom, being a dad, and being like a husband or
it's
a partner.
like I have these like mini fucking little guys.
Yeah. Like his family was basically his answer. That's how I know that y'all have this amazing team.
Yeah, we're a really great team. I will say that.
I appreciate you coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
It was great.
This is cute.
This side of the road has taken me way. This